Here are a couple of practice drills that you can use to start to get the feel of this half volley. You can use this on both forehand and backhand. And you know, the first one is I like to put a ball right on the court and feel that I can go through a split step, turn, put my racket to my side, and feel that I'm just moving the racket right over the top of this ball. Because again, just like we talked about the mechanics of the swing, there really is not much of a swing in here. You want to feel your feet moving the racket. So what I encourage my students to do, there's a ball in the court, right in front of that ball. Go ahead and split, put your racket to your side, and then move the feet right over the top of the ball, really trying to get a feel of how the feet play the racket through the shot rather than stopping and swinging. Because one thing I don't want you to feel is that you're not going to stop, swing, and then go ahead and move forward. What you're going to feel on this is that you're going to split, place a racket behind it, and then you're going to move yourself through that shot. So this little drill right here, whether it's forehand or backhand, you know, it works both ways. You can come into the backhand, you can split, you can go ahead, play your racket to your side, and feel how the feet move the racket through right over the top of the ball. Okay? Another good drill is simply where you're going to drop the ball, you're going to turn first and drop it, and just get a feeling of how you sort of bump your hand against the ball more with your feet. A lot of people try this where they let it bounce up, and that's not really the height of the half volley. The height of the half volley is really down low. So what I like to do is feel like come in, split, put a ball here, and then move my feet through it, feeling that I'm just picking the ball right up off the court. The same thing on the backhand. As you come in, you split, you turn, you know, you can either feed it under or over, whatever way. Again, what you're trying to feel is how the feet move the racket through the shot, not where you're stationary, stroking, and then moving forward. Okay? Those are two great ways to do it. The other way, once you get good at these two, where you move the racket over the top of the ball, stationary in the court, and then you hand feed it yourself, have someone else underhand feed you a few balls. Get them off to the side right as the camera angle is right here, and you can come in, you can split, and they can hand feed it to you, and then just pick it up as you move forward. Obviously, you also want to do this with live balls. You can then have someone feed you some balls from the other side of the net where, as I demonstrated in the instructional part, you go ahead, you play your approach shot, and then you split and have them try to feed balls down low where you have to choose, is it a volley or is it a half volley? And again, once you've gone through the stationary ball, splitting, moving the feet through, and then feeding the ball yourself, by then you'll really have a good feeling of how the split works, how the setup works, how the feet move the racket through the shot when someone's feeding you that live ball. The other thing you can do is you can also practice this in the backboard. And I love this kind of practice because, you know, obviously you can do this on yourself, and it really is sort of a quote-unquote live ball because balls are coming back at you. And again, start working on what's the setup, position, racket to your side, and choosing based on your posture and balance, is it a half volley or is it a volley? And then of course the other thing you can do is you can get the ball machine out there, and you know, the best thing to do is to have it to where it plays a couple of different shots. You know, you play your approach shot, you come in, you split, you play the half volley. You know exactly where the ball is going to be bouncing the court, which is perfect because you really want to be able to work on the feeling of the dead, I shouldn't say dead racket, but a still racket, moving the feet through it, and then you can come up and you can play a volley or two in there. Okay? Any questions? Brent at WebTennis.net. Thanks very much.